Now, to other related to Gaza, dozens of New Yorkers have taken to the streets to protest the continuing Israeli military offensive in Gaza. The protesters marched down the 6th Avenue on Monday, waving Palestinian flags and demanding an immediate end to the attacks. Some of them handed out leaflets reading "Boycott Israel Now" and chanted slogans such as "No more money for Israel's crime." They also criticized the Israeli blockade of Gaza, which has crippled the territory's infrastructure. Similar anti-Israel demonstrations have been also held in many cities around the world.
The ongoing Israeli assault on Gaza has triggered waves of anti-Israeli demonstrations around the world. In London, hundreds of protesters gathered outside the Israeli embassy for the second consecutive day to demand an end to what they called a Holocaust in Gaza. Monday's demonstrations passed relatively peacefully, except for brief scuffles with the police. In Athens, however, riot police had to fire tear gas to keep protesters away from the Israeli embassy. Police also arrested 3 people who dragged down the Israeli flag from its mast and burned it along with the US flag. Similar protests were held throughout Europe, from Geneva to Stockholm, Warsaw, Paris, Barcelona and Berlin. In Argentina and Venezuela, people gathered outside the Israeli embassies and chanted the slogans. Argentina and Venezuela are among the countries that have condemned the recent attacks. And as expected, demonstrations continued throughout the Middle East. People in Egypt, Lebanon, Iran, Yemen and Syria took to the streets for another day to demand an end to the killings in Gaza. They also called on the Arab world and international organizations to break their silence and initiate the steps for an immediate halt to the Israeli onslaught.
You just saw scenes there from the capital, Tehran. Well, Iran has sent an aid supply ship to the impoverished people of Gaza amid an ongoing Israeli assault on the coastal territory. The ship departed from the southern port city of Bandar Abbas and is expected to arrive in Gaza within 2 weeks. It is carrying humanitarian supplies, including medicine and essential foodstuff donated by the Iranian public. A team of medical experts are also on board the ship. The Iranian Red Crescent Society organized the shipment in coordination with the International Committee of the Red Cross. Meanwhile, an Iranian plane carrying 24 tons of food and medicine for Gazans has landed in Cairo airport.
You're watching World News here on PressTv, and now a reminder of headlines this hour. The Israeli onslaught on Gaza continues with a pledge to wipe out the democratically elected Hamas. World anger over the killing of Palestinian civilians by Israel.